All right, good evening, everybody. First, we're going to call to order the annual reorganization meeting of the Zoning Hearing Board. With that said, go ahead.
Brief roll call.
Oh, roll call, yeah. So present this evening, we have Kelly Devine, Jason Dennis, Andre Hayes, Darshell Pierce, Dennis Matthews. We also have our board solicitor, Mr. Saracini, as well as representation from the municipality. With that said, for the reorg meeting, does somebody want to make a nomination for vice chair? Vice chair?
I'll second.
Turn your mics on when you get a second. So there's a nomination for Ms. Pierce? Yes. And a seconded by Kelly. All in favor of Ms. Pierce for vice chair?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Pierce is the vice chair for 26. Is there a nomination for chairman or chairwoman?
I'll make a nomination for Dennis Matthews as chairman for the 2026 year.
And I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Appreciate the nomination for chairman. Is there a motion for solicitor for the board?
Nominate Mrs. Saracini.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Saracini is the board solicitor for 26.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to close the reorg meeting?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. With that said, we're going to begin the January 2026 Zoning Hearing Board meeting. Just for the record, again, quick introduction of the board. We have Kelly Devine, Jason Dennis, Andre Hayes, Vice Chair Pierce, and I'm Dennis Matthews. We also have board solicitor as well as representation from the municipality. Just a couple quick announcements before we move forward with the meeting. If anybody's here for application 73-25, the subject property is 1416 Pine Street. That application has been continued to the next regularly scheduled zoning hearing board meeting. And also application 03-26. Subject property is 424 East Marshall Street, Norristown, PA. That application has been continued to the March zoning hearing board meeting. If anybody's here for those applications, we will not be hearing them this evening. With that said, the first application is application 53-25. Subject property is 705 Chain Street. The applicant is Michelle Yanes of 505 Plymouth Road, Suite P7, Plymouth Meeting, PA. The property owner is New Star Homes LLC, 64 Quail Drive, Phoenixville, PA. And the applicant is requesting a variance from Article 5, R2, Residential District, Section 320-41 to permit the use of a duplex in the R2 district. Good evening.
Good evening. Charles Campbell, appearing for the applicant in this case. I've learned very recently that my client is missing some documents that are necessary for him to present his case this evening, and accordingly we are making a request to continue his hearing to the next listing in February.
The next hearing is February 24th,
Very well.
so we'll reschedule to that, and we put on the record as well that you waive all requirements under the municipality's planning code.
Yes, on behalf of my client, I do. Yes.
Thank you. So it will be continued to the February 24th, 2026 meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. We're going to move on to the next application this evening. It's application 72-25. It's a request for a variance. The applicant is Prime One Realty LLC, 6 Parkview Circle, Wayne, PA 19087. The property location is 24 West Airy Street, Norristown, PA. The property owner and the applicant are the same. The applicant is requesting a variance from Article 25, Nonconformities, Section 320-292A2A3, to permit the use of an abandoned duplex in the Town Center District.
Good evening, Charles Campbell for the applicant, Prime Realty.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
Witnesses tonight, Mr. Campbell?
I'm sorry?
You have witnesses this evening?
Yes, Gaurav Krishnatri, he is the principal of the corporate owner, and Kevin Sims, registered architect, will testify also about the proposed design of the building if the court, if the board were to grant the relief being requested.
Why don't we have them sworn in together? That way we can skip that.
Gaurav Krishnatri, Gaurav Krishnatry,
Kevin Sims, Kevin, S-I-M-M-S.
Do both solemnly swear affirm testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Campbell, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening again. I represent Prime Realty, Prime One Realty LLC, the principal of which is Gaurav Krishnatri. The request is for a variance for the property at 24 West Airy Street in Norristown for its use as a residential duplex. I will also, to the extent that I need to amend the application, it's not clear to me, and I don't think the record is necessarily clear, that the non-conforming use that this property carried as a duplex residential property was ever actually lost under the applicable ordinance. The evidence will show that this property, it's a semi-detached 3-story brick building on the 0-100 block of West Airy Street. It's currently configured as a residential duplex. So in fact, there is no proposed real change in use. The upstairs tenant, which is on the 2nd and 3rd floor unit, has been there for 37 years. The downstairs unit and basement, which is the 2nd unit, was last used for commercial purposes by attorney John DeChico. We will offer evidence that Mr. DeChico passed away in 1997. Did operate a law office at that address in 1997, but in 97, the year of his death, his widow conveyed the property to a Gerald Hill, who then held the property and used until he sold to my client last year. And that he used the downstairs unit for his own residential purposes, and that was its use when at the time it was conveyed to the applicant. So the denial of the zoning permit suggests that there was an annual rental license fee not paid that caused a lapse in the use of the property as a duplex. Based on the evidence we'll present tonight, Mr. Hill, as occupant of the downstairs unit, didn't have to have a rental license to occupy his own unit, so in fact there was no violation of the annual rental license ordinance. Secondarily, there is the report cites that there was a physical inspection of the structure conducted by Norristown Codes Department revealing that the structure is vacant. Mr. Krishnatri will testify as to how the property was being used and why the downstairs unit isn't presently occupied, but that it was not abandoned, the use was not abandoned for residential purposes. So that's basically what we're going to present tonight.
Can I say?
So I would like to introduce some exhibits before we start. First one would be the zoning board hearing application in its entirety. And I have copies. Okay. Did you bring one?
So we'll mark this as A1, the first.
Yes, please. The next exhibit is a record of the Pennsylvania board showing that John DeChico was an attorney, is deceased, and that his office location was 24 West Airy Street in Norristown.
Thank you.
Next exhibit is our document easement register of post office showing that Mr. Chico passed away on April 6, 1997.
Good.
Next is the certified copies of the deed conveying the property from Linda DeChico to Gerald Hill in 7. And next is a deed dated October 1st of 1995, conveying property from Mr. Hill to the
This is the current deed.
There will be an additional exhibit, which will be the architect's drawing, while I'll wait for Mr. Sims' testimony to present that. And with that, I'd like to call my first witness, who is Gaurav Krishnatri. I think he's already been sworn.
Feel free to proceed.
Please identify yourself for the record.
Gaurav Krishnatri, I'm the owner of the property under Prime 1B Understanding.
Is it-
Gaurav Krishnatri, I'm the owner of the property, I own Prime 1B Understanding.
And when did Prime One Realty buy the property?
In October 2025. October 2025.
Can you describe the property, please?
So the property has like 2 units. Upstairs, second and third floor was occupied by Mildred Lewis that recently vacated the property. She was on a Section 8 voucher. She was there for like 37, 38 years or something. And she just recently vacated. Downstairs was used by the owner for personal use. As per Mildred, he was using it for his personal use. And so I believe she was telling me like, he tried renting it out a couple of times, maybe like to a coffee shop or something or the other, but he was unable to do it, and then he was using it as a second home. Sometimes he used to come when he used to have like a fight with the wife or something and stay there. So,
So based on your research of this property,
yeah.
what did you learn or determine as to how the first floor was being used by Mr. Hill?
He was sleeping, he was having like late night dinner parties as per the other tenant. And he used to sleep there like maybe a couple of times in a few months. It wasn't like a daily, but he was using for personal use. Recently, there was like a main drain pipe burst, the sewer drain pipe. So he had to like pull permits and redo I don't know whether he pulled permits or not, but he redid a lot of like the basement drywall and all that stuff. And he replaced the main drain pipe, going to Mildred's apartment. Mildred recently vacated the apartment because the apartment needs a lot of repairs and all that stuff. They need cleaning, it needed extensive work and all that stuff. So she just needed to vacate it like a couple of weeks back. Her name was Mildred Lewis.
Is the property presently configured as a duplex residential property?
Yes, it is.
Could you describe the second and third floor?
The second and third floor, when you enter, there was on the second floor, when you enter, there was a bathroom, then there was a kitchen, then there was a living room. Upstairs, there's one office room and 2 bedrooms, like a small tiny room, which could be used as an office space, and a bedroom. Downstairs, on the first floor, there's the living room, kitchen, and 2 bedrooms in the basement with a walkout basement with windows in each room and a bathroom downstairs.
To your knowledge, or based on what you learned from your investigation of this property, was the use of the downstairs or the upstairs as a residence ever abandoned by the owner?
No. And we recently also had like a water pipe burst 2 days back in the basement. So we just stopped the water and we're going to be fixing that pretty soon.
If the board grants your request for a variance or for a continued right to operate the property as a non-conforming use of a residential duplex, what do you propose to do with the property?
We would renovate whatever is required, put new floors, new kitchens, bathrooms, because the property needs extensive repairs. So we would be redoing everything, pull all the permits. I want to like put new HVAC units. Even at the property right now, there's like, they have like baseboard heating, electric baseboard heating for both the units, which is not practical. They have 2 separate electric meters and everything as of right now. But baseboard heating, no one wants in Norristown, so we would be putting forced air heating and cooling systems in the building.
Is the downstairs unit presently configured for commercial use?
No.
Are there other properties on that? Well, actually, let me ask you this. Did you conduct a survey of the uses of the other parcels on the 0 block of West Airy Street before coming here
Yeah,
tonight?
I did. I have a list.
Okay, could you please testify as to what properties are on that block and how they are being used?
17 West Airy is an empty building, 19 West Airy. Oh, sorry.
Switch?
Yeah, let's switch.
17 West Airy is an empty building.
Should I have him use the microphone? Would that be?
He needs to.
Oh, she's talking to the microphone.
17 West Airy is an empty building, 19 West Airy.
Take your time.
Okay, sorry. 19 West Airy is a single family, 21 West Airy is a lawyer's office, 23 West Airy is a triplex, 25 West Airy is a lawyer's office, 27 West Airy is a single family, 29 West Airy is a duplex, 18 to 20 West Airy is an empty township building, 22 West Airy, I own it and we converted into a single family. 24 West Airy is a single family, 24 West Airy is the one that we are here for duplex. 26 West Airy is a lawyer's office, 28 West Airy is a single family, 30 West Airy is an office.
So based on that survey of the properties that you did,
Yeah.
about what percentage of properties are being used solely for residential use and not commercial use?
I think only 4 buildings are used for lawyers' offices and 2 buildings are empty.
And the rest are residential?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
In your opinion, would the use of this property as a residential duplex be a good thing or a bad thing for the municipality of Norristown?
It's going to be a good thing because we have been here multiple times in the past. There's no takers for office space in Norristown. Last time when we were here, like a few times back, 22 West Airy, we converted that office building into a single family. And there's no takers for office. We have like so many buildings in Norristown, no one wants an office space. And I just put another building on Sweet Street under contract and it's an office space. They have marketed it from last 2 years, looking for someone to rent it out. They have no luck.
What benefit would the municipality or the community derive from having 2 residential units versus something else?
There's a shortage of smaller units in Norristown. There's not enough affordable rent places. Houses of this size, if it's like a 6 bedrooms or something, they are asking for like $2,800, $3,000 per month. A normal person can't afford that. It's better to have 2 units. And Mildred, who left, we told her like she can come back to her apartment if she wants. And she's willing to do that. And she was only paying like, she was on Section 8 for her apartment for 1 bedroom where she was paying us like $1,500. We told her that we're going to bring her back. She could keep us paying the same rent. The downstairs unit would be only rented out for like maybe $1,100 or something, or $1,050 because it's, the bedrooms are in the basement, so it's a smaller unit. So it's better, I think so, based on what the market is looking for. We just listed another house, single family. For 2 months, there were no takers, and it was fully renovated. It was on Moore Street, and it was like a 4 or a 5 bedroom house. There were no takers with parking, fully renovated, 2 bathrooms and everything.
Would you suffer any hardship if you were not granted a variance to use the property as a residential duplex?
Yeah, the hardship would be we have to keep the downstairs unit empty then, without any use or something. Upstairs is a rental unit, so there would be hardship because the mortgage payments would be there and all that stuff. So.
Okay, I have no further questions of Mr. Krishnatri.
Next witness, and we'll ask questions collectively.
Please state your name.
Kevin Sims,
Mr. Sims, what is your occupation or profession?
architect, registered architect, Pennsylvania,
Okay. And you,
New Jersey soon.
I'm sorry?
Hopefully New Jersey soon.
Okay. And you currently hold a valid license to operate as an architect in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, is that
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
And how long have you been so licensed?
I've been doing architectural for 25 years. I've been licensed for about 15.
And you've been approved, accepted by this board as an expert witness in the field of architecture in other hearings in the past, is that correct?
Correct.
About how many times?
About 7.
Okay. I will submit that Mr. Sims is an expert witness for the purpose of architecture.
We are familiar with Mr. Sims. He has been here at least 6 times, so please continue.
Have you been engaged by the owner of 24 West Airy Street, the current owner, to make plans for the use of the building
Yes.
in any way?
Yes, they actually went there just to survey the existing conditions. So there's really no major changes to the footprint or interior, barren walls, non-barren walls. So I think he just want to legalize what's there.
Did you bring with you a blueprint?
Yes.
Okay. And what is that document?
This is just the existing conditions. This is called an as-built drawings.
Is that the same as this drawing?
Yes.
Okay. I have a small, shrunk-down version of what Mr. Sims has drawn. I have those copied for the board, but he has a full-size blueprint, which I can have him perhaps put on the table to show.
Well, why don't we mark the small one, and then Mr. Sims can refer to the larger one. So this will be A6.
Okay, why don't you turn it the other way so it's facing the board? And you actually have 2 copies there?
Yes.
Would it be helpful that,
I don't think we need the blown-up version unless anybody else wants it, I think.
Once I draw
Yeah.
okay. All right, please describe what you've drawn on, what exhibit number are we up to? Mr. Saraceni?
This is A6.
Okay. Please describe what it's drawn on A6.
So what it is drawing right now is the current existence of the first and the basement level. No interior walls, 20 thing has been changed to door. All the doors got to be worked through. They're pretty small, 24-inch doors. So I'll put them all 30-inch doors so they can comply with the RBC dimensional building. Right, and that's it. Nothing else has changed.
And the second and third floor would stay the same?
Yes, I had no access to that units at the time when I went there. She was kind of crazy about it going on.
But to summarize, what proposed changes are being made here?
Nothing, no changes. I mean, when it's actually renovated, I mean, you have to do the 90-minute fire doors and it needs a, current Class A fire alarm system added to it, pull stations, orange roofs.
In your opinion, is the building suitable for use as a duplex residential building?
Yes, it has multiple means of egress and has adequate space. Each bedroom is over 80 square feet of required for a bedroom. Each has the required glazing for escape and means of egress from the front window, the back door. The apartment upstairs has escapable means of escape too.
What is in the back of the property?
A yard and just a yard.
Is there any on premises parking?
No, not that I know of, no.
Okay, and no further questions. I move for the admission of all of our exhibits.
They're admitted.
Yes.
I can start. Okay, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I don't know that, I'm sure you said it, but what is it?
Gaurav.
Okay, so Mr. Gaurav? Okay, so you discussed how much it would cost if it remained intact as a single-family home and a 6-bedroom home, and you said how much it would be, what rent is for that. So my question to you is, because you said the woman upstairs is on the housing voucher program, so what does the housing voucher pay out for a 6-bedroom?
For her, for a 6-bedroom?
Right, because you discussed that if somebody had to pay out of pocket, that it might be a financial strain, but how much does the housing voucher program pay for a 6-bedroom home?
I'm not sure, maybe.
Because I'm sure there are families that need homes of that size, so how much do they pay?
3,500 or something for a housing voucher.
Okay, so that would cover the amount that you testified to earlier. And then on your application, you have no.
For me. 21 West Airy is a lawyer's office, 25 West Airy is a lawyer's office, 26 West Airy is a lawyer's office, 30 West Airy is an office.
So there are offices in that.
Four.
Right, and the courthouse hasn't moved, right? So I know your testimony has been numerous amount of times you come in front of us that no lawyers want to be near the courthouse anymore or anything like that. But there are still offices. Actually, your attorney lives within across the street from the courthouse. So there are still lawyers who live or reside or have offices in that general area. Am I correct? So in between the documentation that you provided documentation for the original owner who's now deceased. But then in September 2025, based on the application that you applied at that time, prior to you purchasing the building, somebody got arrested and killed on the property.
Gerald.
Correct. So you knew at that point that the application was denied because it was considered abandoned. Am I correct?
No, I didn't thought of that. Because it was like the downstairs was used by the owner and upstairs was a rental, which he had, Mildred Lewis was living there for so long. So it wouldn't be considered as abandoned. I may have put the wordings at the time when I was writing the application, maybe someone from zoning may have referred or something, but it wasn't abandoned.
So
Sorry.
this application that's dated September 29, 2025,
Yeah.
and it's denied at the time.
Yeah,
So prior, and you were the applicant, but you weren't the owner at that time.
yeah, that's right.
So prior to you purchasing the building, you knew what the building was zoned for.
I thought it was for a duplex, yeah.
I didn't ask you what you thought it was. You knew what the building was zoned for, because you both own the properties, I know that.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure you did your due diligence prior to purchasing this property to know that when Mr. Hill owned the property, what the property was actually zoned for.
Town center zoning.
What the property itself, what was designated, because it's denied at the top of the application, which you received October 3rd.
Yeah.
So it was denied, but you purchased it anyway, knowing that what the status of that particular property was.
I'm sorry. So, downstairs was occupied by Mr. Hill, upstairs was a unit, and that's what I thought the property would be.
Right, so you knew the upstairs was a residential.
Yes.
Downstairs was considered commercial, correct.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a commercial, it was like use of personal.
You keep saying personal issues, so even if it was commercial downstairs, it doesn't matter what he did in it. What was it zoned for? When you say personal use, you said, oh, he slept in it when him and his wife had an argument. That's none of our business. So what was the property itself zoned for? Was it a mixed-use building? It wasn't two residential units. What was it, how was it zoned?
Sorry, I wasn't sure. I thought it was like used for personal use downstairs. The zoning, the people told me that I have to go through the zoning approval because it was used for personal use. You don't need a rental license. Upstairs was a unit, second and the third.
What does use for personal use mean? When
So personal
when we're talking about zoning, what does use for personal use
So
mean?
personal use is any owner that occupies the property in Norristown for personal use does not have to obtain a rental license.
No, that's if they reside there.
Yeah, so.
So you didn't say he resided there. You keep talking about he slept there, or he invited people over there. You didn't say he lived there. So you keep referring to personal use, and I'm asking you what the property, in fact, was zoned as. what was the and you own other properties, so I know you know the answer. What was the property zoned as?
I would have told you if I know the answer, I need to read the documents. I'm sorry.
I guess the question Ms. Pierce is asking, do you have any indication that that downstairs was recognized by the municipality as a residential unit? And if you do,
It might be, I don't know.
do you have like a UNO that says it's
Past mixed use or something, so.
mixed, yeah, I understand mixed use, that makes sense, but
That's what I said, mixed use.
is there any indication that you have that the downstairs was recognized as a residential dwelling?
I'm sorry, what you said?
Is there any indication that you have that the municipality of Norristown recognized the first floor unit as a residential dwelling?
Well, may I address that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, in the zoning permit determination, it's certainly suggested by the zoning officer that the property was a non-conforming multifamily residential use in the past. And her determination was that that non-conforming use was lost because of failure to obtain an annual rental license, which I said in my opening statement would not have been necessary for Mr. Hill to occupy his own unit. And secondly, that the structure was vacant and was actually abandoned. The non-conforming use was actually abandoned, and my client testified that in fact Mr. Hill had not abandoned that use. He had a water loss, and there was some damage to the property, but there isn't any evidence that the use was actually abandoned by Mr. Hill. So, I mean, we concede that the property is zoned as town center. That's what under the zoning code, that's presently its zoning, but Ms. Massoigne's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, is that?
Sonia.
Ms. Massoigne's statement is that it was, in fact, being used as a residential duplex as a non-conforming use. So that's our position.
So, but my question, and then I see where you're coming from. My question was, prior to you purchasing this property, since there's an application before you became a owner, you knew, or maybe, and I shouldn't say, I don't know if you're working it out, did you not know what it was zoned for? Because I know you own other properties, which would indicate to me that that you would know the process of doing your due diligence. So when you did the due diligence with this property, what was the outcome prior to you purchasing this one?
Actually,
This particular property.
Actually, I didn't do that much due diligence. The guy met me and he said that he wanted to sell the property, he needed some money and all that stuff. And we came into an agreement. And I was like, I own 22 West Airy and that's the neighboring property. Let me take it. And at least we could fix the property nicely, make it nice. That was, but I didn't do like due diligence, like pulling back history for like.
You also discussed the hardship, and you said, you referenced the property in North Street that you said you have 2 months, and then you take it. Well, was 2 months enough time to describe a hardship?
Yeah, when you,
2 months. So I want to know what you did to advertise this particular property to know if there would be a hardship,
so
to actually get someone to do the commercial and the vehicles.
So for Moore Street, 2 months we put in the market, but before that also we put the for rent signs and all that stuff. And we technically advertise when all the permits we are closing, we advertise that. It took us like 1.5 months to close all the permits. So actually the property was in the market for 3.5 months for looking for renters. And it was very, very difficult to find a tenant for that property.
So 3.5 months
Yeah.
for you constitutes a hardship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was this advertising placed?
Which one? Moore Street? Facebook, public groups, Norristown, different groups, marketplace.
saying you removed the listing. The same way you can provide me with documentation of the deed, the previous owner's use, do you have any documentation proving that you did advertise as you just stated?
I can show some pictures, that's all.
So the answer,
The property, how it looks like before and after it was a burnt house.
I'm not asking about how it looked. I'm asking about what you just testified to. You say that you advertised the property for 3.5 months, try to secure someone to rent out the commercial space. You have documentation proving,
Let me finish it.
you have documentation proving that you did advertising for the last 3.5 months. Thank you.
Just to clarify, was the advertisement for this property that's subject to this application, or are you talking about advertisement for another property?
I was saying about the other property, maybe I misunderstood. I think so when I was referring to like the advertising, they were trying to advertise, it was for a different property on Sweet Street, which I'm not. That's what I was referring. And the other property I was saying was for Moore Street, not the one that the application is submitted for, 24 Street.
So you haven't made any advertisement for this property, for the commercial space of this property at all?
Now, the previous owner tried multiple, like, I think so he had the listing up. Maybe he was trying to get like maybe a coffee shop or something. And for maybe 1 or 2 years, he tried on his own, but he was unsuccessful. But
When did you acquire the property? October of 25? So for the last 3 months, you haven't made any efforts to rent out, or attempt to rent out the space for commercial use?
because it needs extensive work.
I understand it needs work.
That's why we can't just rent it out like this. We would need to put like the heating units and all that stuff. Everything needs to be done, bathroom needs to be redone. The tiles are coming off from the floors, the shower tub is falling, there's leaks everywhere.
But we're referring to the commercial space. Maybe, do you not hear the question I'm asking you, or you just want to tell me what you?
No.
Okay. My question is, you are currently in possession of a multi-use building, right? Commercial, residential, correct?
It's not configured as commercial downstairs right now. That's what we are saying.
So the first floor is not commercial?
Yeah. He was using for personal use, there's nothing for commercial.
So,
That's why the as is planned.
okay, so let me ask you this question. You just testified that the previous owner attempted to rent out the unit for the last 1.5 years.
Not last year and a half, maybe when he purchased it in 19
Okay, what was he trying to rent out?
to commercial, like.
But you just said there's no commercial space. Which one is it? Is it commercial or is it not commercial?
Right now, it's not commercial.
So what was the person previously, the previous owner advertising the space for, commercial or residential?
He was trying to get a coffee shop.
Okay. So it is commercial.
At the time we didn't purchase it.
This is a yes or no question, sir. Is it commercial or is it not commercial?
Right now, the way as it is not commercial. It can't be used for commercial. Even if the code comes and all that stuff, it can't be. It's not commercial like this.
So is it nothing like it is? Are you saying that no one can live in it and no one can work in it? Is that your answer?
Upstairs apartment.
We're not talking about the upstairs. We keep referencing the first floor. So the first floor is what he asked you, is it commercial?
No,
What is it?
it's used as residential.
But you just said the last person. I want you to listen to what you're saying. The last person who had it used it as commercial. Was trying to solicit commercial tenants. And if he didn't do anything to the space, right? What is it then?
No, but it was like 25 years back, we tried renting the space as is.
So you're saying he tried to rent the property 25 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, you would agree that the market 25 years ago is, that's kind of irrelevant, right?
I thought it was pretty better at that time as compared to now. But I could be wrong.
You said the last owner, though. So the last owner was Mr., what is his name, Hill, whatever the name is. You said the last owner was trying to rent out the first floor. Was that your testimony?
But that was like 25 years back or 20.
Okay, so 3 to 5 years back, that's a little bit closer to, what did you just say?
3 to 5 years back, that's how he was using it for personal use.
Why, you keep throwing the term personal use. And when you use the term personal use, you're using it as to say, just like my house is my house, but if I want to throw a party there, I can throw a party there. That's personal use. Let's stick to the terms we're using, commercial and residential. Don't use personal use again, because I can personal use anything. So let's use commercial and residential.
Okay, so he was using it as residential downstairs because it wasn't commercial, because if someone is sleeping out there, occasionally that's considered as a sexual or something.
You can sleep in a commercial. I can go to the hairdresser and sleep. That's still commercial, right?
So your testimony is the attorney, that was his residence there.
No, the
No.
attorney.
I'm sorry.
The attorney used it as an office. He passed away in 1997. Mr. Hill acquired the property.
Mr. Hill, that was his primary residence.
No, it wasn't his primary residence. He just used it as personal use.
So how did Mr. Hill use that property? Based,
He had a bed, bathroom.
so if I put a bed in a bathroom in a gas station, that's my house now?
May I
Is
inquire
there a
about-
kitchen also on
Yeah,
the
that's
first floor?
what I wanted to ask.
There's a kitchen there? And that kitchen was there when you purchased it?
Yeah, but he had the drain issue and all that stuff, so he had to rip out a lot of stuff, so. But there's all the pipes and all that stuff, the draining overflow everywhere.
So on the plans that were submitted,
Yeah,
it indicates kitchen. Is a kitchen there? Cabinets, appliances?
everything was there. It was there, but it was like damaged, a lot of stuff was damaged because of the pipe, but it's there.
Do you have current pictures of the property that we can see? Is there,
Outside, I don't have.
okay.
We're just looking for accurate, honest.
Yeah, I'm just telling you honestly.
And so instead of constantly saying, and Mr. Campbell, you know what we're trying to get to, so can you help?
I,
He's going to continue to say personal use, and we're going to continue to say, okay, I can personal use anywhere I go. And just like you said, if I had a gas station and I had a bathroom and a kitchenette in there, is that considered personal use for lack of cop? No, it's not personal use, it's still commercial.
well, I think there are a couple of issues here that I think the Vice Chairwoman has raised. One is, I think suggesting that perhaps the property could be used as converted to a single use. And secondly, obviously this question of whether the downstairs is currently configured as office or commercial space. It certainly would have been helpful to have some photos of the interior. Oh, you have them? No. And I think it would also be helpful, Mr. Krishnatri owns, I think he's testified, a number of properties in the courthouse area that he's had experience in not being able to rent them to lawyers or for commercial reasons. I think the evidence could be better developed on that point, because I think that Mr. Dennis's concern was, is it really realistic to say, what's the support to say that this can't be rented to a lawyer? And the fact that he has not owned this particular property that long to rent it to a lawyer is not the whole picture, because he's got other properties he's also tried to rent to lawyers, has not been able to do it. So I think tonight we could have a more complete record, evidence to put in the record than we have. And if it would be assistance to the board to have more evidence as to whether it really is realistic to turn that downstairs unit into a lawyer's office, build it that way, because right now it sounds like it's not built like anything. And a decision's got to be made now, am I going to make this an apartment for somebody, or am I going to make it a lawyer's office? And that is a financial commitment for Mr. Christopher either way. He's here tonight to say, I can't rent it as lawyer space. And perhaps if we were to come back, if the court would indulge us, or the board would indulge us to come back at the next hearing with that evidence, if that would be helpful.
Can I add something?
Sure.
Just a notation, the front entrance is 56 inches off grade, so there's no way to make the downstairs ADA compliant commercial space.
Considering that it was a commercial space.
That was before ADA. ADA was established in 1998. You can't get a ramp from the grade to the front door. That's 56 feet you would need.
Mr., and I'm not going to say your name because I'm going to say it wrong, is here to say that it would be a hardship for him to turn it into a commercial space, although he has not attempted to try to run it out as a commercial space. Is that
Well, yeah, well, I think what he's saying is that if he does that and spends the money to make it, remove this kitchen, and again, we don't have photographs of the interior, but if some area is set aside as a kitchen, it appears that this property has to be reconfigured in some way to make it a lawyer's office or some other commercial use allowed in town center zoning. But once that's done and built, if it can't be rented for that use, then that is a financial hardship, because then he would have to come back a year or two later to the board and say, look, I tried, I built it as a lawyer's office, I can't rent it, and now I really, really have to make it a residence, I'm losing my shirt. And at that point, he'd have to reconfigure it and put a kitchen in and make it a residence. So I think that to the extent that we're asking the board to allow him to deviate from the town center zoning and make the downstairs a residential use.
I personally would be interested in seeing some internal pictures of the property. That's just me. And working outside here, this light here, I also work with companies who do rent things every day and stuff. And I have some things in that temporary and not. So I take it different from you.
Well,
Because you're talking about it as a permit grant, but in any regards, we don't have any internal pictures to know, because you can have a kitchen and an office space, a kitchenette. So I don't even know what you're referring to as to what the inside of the property is. Because you're saying it can't be rented as is, which sounds to me like it can't be rented as anything, because of whatever condition it's in. But I don't understand what kind of condition it could be in if there's been somebody living upstairs for 37 years, just how bad can the problem be?
Upstairs is bad.
Then,
Yes, sir.
Have you had an opportunity to take a look inside the unit?
The upstairs one or the downstairs one?
Downstairs unit.
Yes.
What did you see when you surveyed the property?
There's a lot of most of the carpet is going ripped up. There's a lot of rot in the wood floors. Some of the gas pipes and the piping to the water supplies from the sink that was there apparently just destroyed. And the sheetrock is no good. They all need to be replaced. All the windows are leaky, drafty, they're just old windows, old wood frame windows. So everything needs to be gutted and replaced.
I guess let me rephrase my question. You walked into this property, did you see a commercial space or did you see a residential space?
Really, I didn't see a residential space because there's really nothing there, but it's laid out as individual rooms. So there's no physical, like when you go in commercial space, open space where you can have a fit out the way you want to do it. The way it's laid out currently, that's impossible because you have partitions that's barren. So you can't open things up. So you have a front room, a middle room, and a back room. And then the basement is divided into 2 rooms in the basement. And everything is a solid 8-inch thick wall, so it's stuff you really can't move.
What did you see when you went into the rear or the back room?
Back room is all old-fashioned plywood. It was also like the wood panel on the wall, and then had base for heaters.
Did it look like there was a kitchen in there or a
The
dining
kitchen's
room?
in the middle room.
Kitchen's in the middle room.
Kitchen's in the middle.
Was it a full-fledged kitchen or was it a kitchen?
There was nothing there. All I saw was the gas lines, the 2 supply lines, and then in the corner there was a supply line for the bathroom.
There was a shower in there.
No, I ain't see no fan. I just saw lines. I saw supplies coming out the walls. I don't know what kind of damage that was in it before I got there or what they repaired.
You just testified that there was 3 rooms. There are 3 rooms.
5 rooms. 3 rooms on the first floor and 2 in the basement. And then the crawl space to get out to the back.
Okay, but on the first floor, there's 3 rooms.
Correct.
So are we putting a shower in the basement or are we putting a shower on the first floor?
First floor.
But there was no bathroom or anything that looked like there was a shower in there. Is that correct?
It was like a powder room. But I see the imprint of the tallest stall, and then you see the 2 hot and cold, and then the drain. So I'm assuming it was just a powder, maybe a small powder.
And in your experience and your expertise, is that considered a commercial space or is that considered a residential space?
It'd be a commercial, but you can be, it's mixed use, right?
The first floor,
Yeah.
commercial.
Yeah, but the way it is right now,
Not the way it is, but the way it was.
that's what I'm saying, there's no change to where it was. So you comprehend this. What is how it was. There was no change.
Okay.
So wherever he had going on, if he was second home, his party home, it was commercial use, but he was using it as a secondary residence.
With no shower.
No, I guess, whatever. Maybe it just, he had somebody over, and they went home in the morning. I don't know what they did.
Thank you, sir.
Are we able to get the municipal report? Because I'm still a little confused, like, it's on the, before us as an abandoned duplex, not a conversion
Yeah.
from mixed use or single
One
family.
more question, and then we'll go there. Just a quick question on looking at the layout. That front bedroom, and I'm not a codes expert, but does it, I guess there needs to be an egress window there?
Yeah.
And there's no egress window there currently, so.
There's egress window. It's
Oh, it is egress.
It's 3 feet wide, 3 feet, and it's only,
I was just looking at the pictures, it didn't look like it, but I could be wrong.
well, egress means just to build the top out and the height from the grade.
Yeah.
So it don't have to be physical, you can walk out of the window.
Okay,
It's a little bit safer.
okay. All right. With that said, we can go to the municipality and get some testimony from the municipality.
So the original determination, the subject property is located in Town Center District and is operated as an abandoned duplex, as 1 license was obtained for the property.
Can you add a little clarity on that abandoned duplex? So I think, does that suggest that the municipality did recognize that as a residential duplex?
So it looks like in the original determination that, going off of the going off the application, that it was determined that there was residential on the first and second floor. But this is a mixed-use property, so it looks like that should have been a variance for the commercial to have residential on that first floor with residential over top as well. But there is no, in our records, showing that that first floor was ever converted to anything other than commercial space.
But just to be clear, the municipality is saying that it is an abandoned residential use, or is it? Okay.
So I'm confused. So and I think the municipality was when they put it in there. But anyway, I heard you say 2 things. One, that records indicate that it was a mixed-use building.
And it is, yeah.
It's a mixed-use building. Although the answer referred to it as something different. Well, the denial referred to it as
As an abandoned property.
Right. But it was, the municipality recognized it as a mixed use.
Yes, we see it as it's listed as a mixed-use property.
So does the advertising need to be redone if it's a conversion or not an abandonment?
I'm confused, to be honest with you. I guess the question is the municipality recognizing that first floor unit as an abandoned residential use?
When the determination was made, that seems like what they were saying. When the determination was made, that looks like that's what they were saying. The evidence that we're getting now, looks like that should have been a variance for the conversion of the commercial space into a residential. As in town center, you can't have, residential on the first floor. So it should have been a variance to that.
So it was more like this building was a non-conforming, at one point, a special exception was made, turned it into a non-conforming building or whatever, because it was a residential property, right? Somewhere along the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the zoning determination, it says proposed use, 2 residential units, existing use, 2 units, without specifying.
Any other questions from the board at this time?
I guess I'll wait to see what you're gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my suggestion is continue and obtain interior pictures and go from there next month.
If we're requesting photos, could we also request what that basement ingress egress looks like from the basement and from the backyard?
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else from the board?
No, that's actually what I was gonna ask. They want a decision or they want to come back to?
Mr. Campbell, is that okay with you?
That it?
Continue until
Yes.
next month?
It
And the
is,
board is
and-
requesting interior photos of the basement and the first floor, as well as the front egress window of the basement and the rear egress to the building.
And if I may we also introduce evidence of the marketability of the first floor as.
Record will be open.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to bring to next
Okay, and I
time.
guess just one other matter is, it's just not, the zoning determination does make reference to a non-conforming use, and the use of that first floor as commercial, as a law office or a realtor's office, would not be a non-conforming use. That's a conforming use for town center, so is there some way we can get to the bottom of what that meant?
And I'll talk to you about this post-hearing, but I think that what we have before us, given the evidence that was presented, that is a commercial space. And the variance should be converting that to a residence rather than abandonment. There doesn't seem to be any evidence that that first floor and basement were recognized by the municipality as a residence. There's no license ever granted. The prior owner using it for personal use without him being here to elaborate doesn't really help us. So it appears to be that that was a commercial space. It was an office. He tried to use it as a coffee shop 25 years ago, and then he partied in it. So that's not enough. So I think the real variance here is to convert the first floor from the commercial space to the residence, not that it was an abandonment. There's no evidence that it was ever used as a residence. Even the architect said it was a powder room, wasn't a shower or bathtub in there, so that doesn't look like a residence, that looks more like an office. All right.
We'll see you next month then.
Before we go, just in case anyone's here that wants to speak in favor or against, who can't make the next hearing, it'll be rescheduled to February 24th, 2026. I'll let the record reflect that no one came forward, so we'll continue this to the next hearing, and we can discuss, what you need to do at the hearing, in addition to the pictures.
Very well.
Mr. Campbell?
Thank you.
All right, the next application this evening is application 7625. It's a request for a variance and special exception. The applicant is Herbert Weinstraub Foundation, Weinstraub, sorry, 740 Germantown Pike, Lafayette Hill, PA 19444. Property location is 710 Violet Street, Norristown, PA. The property owner and the applicant are the same. The applicant is requesting a variance from Article 5, R2 Residential District. Sections 320-42B1 to permit semi-detached residence in the R2 Residential District. Relief from Section 320-262A1 to permit front-facing parking in the R2 District. And relief from Section 320-262A4 to permit front-facing parking in the R2 residential district. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Zach Morano from the law firm of Hamburg Rubin on behalf of the applicant tonight. So, applicant's the owner of the subject property at 710 Violet Street. The property is currently vacant. An applicant is looking to construct a half of a twin dwelling unit, two-story twin dwelling unit on this property. And to do so, it needs the relief that your chairman just read, a variance for minimum lot size in the R2 district, as well as a special exception to have the parking in the front as opposed to the rear yard because of lack of a rear alley or any access to the rear off Violet Street. So I passed out exhibits. I'll just briefly run through those. We've got the A1 property deed confirming ownership, A2 county property records, A3 property aerial, A4 some photos, it's vacant, A5 is the plan. So at this time I'd move to admit those into the record unless there's any objection.
No objection.
Okay, thank you. So I have one witness with me tonight, representative from the applicant to my left. So Nick, if you want to raise your right hand, get sworn in.
State split full name, please.
Nicholas Rossini, N-I-C-H-R-O-S-S-I-N-I.
Swear affirm testimony about the case with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you briefly explain to the board what your relationship to the applicant is?
I am co-president.
Okay. And applicant owns the property, correct?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I own a construction company, Rossini Construction.
Okay. So you're familiar with construction and zoning and building codes?
I am.
All right. So did you prepare the plan for tonight?
Yes, I did.
All right. So some property information. Where's it located?
On Violet Street, 710 Violet Street,
Okay. What's the zoning district?
R2.
And what's the minimum lot area for properties in the R2?
The minimum lot area is 2,500 square feet.
Is it also based on a median
They
of
go
other?
off of a median as well. The median is 3612.
And what is
square feet.
this subject property?
We are at 3609, which happens to be 3 square feet short,
Okay. And what is the minimum lot width in the R2?
20 feet.
And are you compliant with that?
We are. We're at 32 feet wide.
Okay. And this property is on Violet Street, right?
Yes, it is.
And it's also vacant?
It is vacant lot.
Okay. And your entity, the applicant, owns the property directly next to it, 712 Violet Street, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. So explain to the board what you're looking to do on this property.
So we're looking to build a twin house on the 2 lots, one
dwelling on each lot. And it's gonna be approximately 45 feet long, 20 feet wide, about 900 square feet footprint. It'll include a patio in the back and then a single-car garage we're looking to put in the front with a 2-car driveway.
And that use is permitted in the R2, right?
It is.
All right. So will the twin meet all of the other regulations in the code, setbacks and impervious and building coverage?
Yes, we meet all other requirements.
Okay, and you'll meet the code's general development requirements as well?
Yes,
Okay. So you mentioned you're gonna provide off-street parking, right?
yes,
Okay. And that's 2 spaces per unit?
yes. For a twin dwelling, we need 2 spaces.
Okay. And where is it gonna go, just because of the layout of the lot?
It'll have to go in the front.
Okay.
There's no access to the rear.
Okay. And so you're here tonight for asking this board for relief for the 3 square feet deficiency of the minimum lot area, as well as to have that parking in the front, right?
Yes,
All right. So does the lot's undersized and non-conforming nature necessitate this relief you need?
yes, it does.
All right. And does the lack of rear alley or rear yard necessitate the relief you need for parking in the front as opposed to the back?
Yes, it does.
All right. Did you do anything to create the small lot or the fact that there's no alley?
No, we haven't. On paper, per public records, the width and length shows the same, but we're talking 3 square feet. If you look at the rear property line, it would be an 1.1 difference that we're missing, or along the side property line, you're talking about under half an inch.
Okay. And is this lot size and the fact that there's parking in the front generally consistent with the rest of the properties on the street?
Yes, it is. They're all the same way.
Okay. And is it your opinion that this relief will do anything to injure or be adverse to the public health, safety, welfare, or neighboring properties?
No, not at all.
And is it your opinion that this use will have any undue adverse effect on traffic or public services?
No.
Okay.
It would help keep the parking off the street, which if anything should improve the traffic.
Thank you. And at that time, that's all the questions I have for this witness.
I'm sorry, counsel. Is this is 710, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Are you looking for the same relief for 740?
712 is the other property.
Oh, 712, my
But we had submitted 2 separate applications.
And to answer your question, we do not need the minimum lot requirement for 712.
We are actually, 17 square feet larger on 712, so it's 15 square feet over, or 14 square feet over the minimum requirement. So if you looked at them both together, we'd really be about 11 square feet over the median lot size per lot.
Thank you.
Just to make sure I'm tracking, we're talking about 710.
Correct.
The variance requested is to permit a semi-detached residence in the R2 district. And the dimensional relief required is, I'm sorry, say that one.
Sure, so there's no variance needed to put the twin here. That's permitted use in the R2. The variance would be for the minimum lot size. When you look at the formula of the R2's
Yep.
size, we're 3 square feet deficient based on average of properties on the
Okay.
block.
So it's 3 square feet short.
Yep.
Got that. Need relief to have front-facing parking.
Yes.
And I just have to find, what's the difference between A1 and A4?
A4 provides the requirements based on a special exception for having no alley access. A1 shows that you need rear parking if there's an alley available. With no alley available, A4 gives you options for an exception.
Are there any other front-facing driveways or
The whole street has front-facing driveways, since there's no access, no alley on either side of the road. Both sides of the street have front-facing parking.
Have you done a project of this magnitude in Norristown before?
Not in Norristown. I do a lot of remodeling in Norristown. We buy houses, fix them up, we rent houses, and sell houses.
Have you done projects of this magnitude anywhere else?
Yes.
Where?
Springfield, Delaware County was the last one I did.
And the last project that you did, are there similarities to this in terms of size and, you know, the type of property?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually built the same property over in Clifton Heights as well.
How many projects in total would you say you've done with this size and scale?
Maybe 5.
And these properties you're developing are for sale, or you're gonna be renting them out?
Undecided at the moment.
Have you done an analysis yet in terms of sale versus rental?
We've done inside analysis on it. I mean, we're open to either. Most likely for sale, but I don't want to say one way or the other until we have a definite decision on that.
What do you think a sale price would be for something like this?
Per unit, say probably 4s.
Sorry?
400s. Kind of similar to the price that the Arbor Muse, the new community they're building.
I'm sorry if I missed it. Would it be in terms of bedrooms and baths? I don't know if you presented any of that testimony. What would that layout be?
We're looking at 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. It'd be about 1,500 square foot each.
Just going back to the relief question, just to make sure I'm on the same page. 42B1 is a de minimis exception for lot size, right?
That would be a fair way of putting it.
262A1, my understanding of that says if there is a alleyway, you gotta have parking in the rear.
Correct.
There is no rear alleyway, so do you need relief from that?
That's a good point. Our argument would be if you continue to read the code, A4 says if there's not an alley, then you can ask for a special exception to have it in the front. So it's kind of weird the way the code is laid out. We'd let that up to the board's determination whether we do need relief from that. I would position that we put on evidence either for a variance for that or that we met the special exception one way or another to have parking in the front yard.
Okay, and then clear on A4, okay.
I do have a question, and it's only because I'm trying to see exactly where this property line is. So on the corner of Violet and Oak is that fenced-in area? Is that your area? Your area, or is your area between the house that's currently there and the fenced-in
We
area?
own the 2 lots between the fenced-in area and the property that's there
Okay,
now.
so-
So we're kind of trying to look similar to the twin dwelling next to it, which is the one you're referring to on the right.
Okay,
And there's a left and a right side, which is what
okay.
we're
So
looking
right now, that's just a grassy area,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
to speak. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had the right area. And that fenced-in area, that will remain there?
Yeah, it's not our property.
Okay.
Anything else from the board before we go to the municipality? All right, we'll go to the municipality. I'm sorry, was there any other testimony?
That's all.
Just make sure, all right.
I do have one, I guess, statement. Would it make sense for us just to consider both of the applications at the same time to save us some time? Or Are we doing
They're filed separately, so I think we need to keep them.
separate? Okay, thank you.
So the subject property is a vacant lot located in the R2 residential district. The applicant is proposing to build one half of a twin dwelling on the property.
Any questions from the municipality? All right, seeing none, we'll go to public comment. Anybody from the public want to testify either in favor or opposition of the application? Please speak up now. Seeing no public comment, we'll close public comment. Any summation you want to offer for this one?
No.
All right. That said, is there a motion to close the hearing for application 65-25?
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
So I'll second it.
Just so it's 76-25. And there's a motion to close, there's a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there a decision on the application?
I'll make a motion to approve application 76-25 for the requested relief.
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion carries, application's approved. That said, we're going to move right into application 77-25. It's also a request for a variance and special exception. The applicant is Herbert Weinstrub Foundation, 740 Germantown Pike, Lafayette Hill, PA 19444. The property location is 712 Violet Street, Norristown, PA. The owner and the applicant are the same, and the applicant is requesting relief from sections 320-262A1 to permit front-facing parking in the R2 district, and relief from 262A4 to permit front-facing parking in the R2 district.
Good evening again. Zach Morano on behalf of the applicant for application 77-25 for 712 Violet Street. This property is vacant, and applicant is proposing to construct a half of a single-family, two-story twin dwelling unit on the property. And to do so, applicant needs a variance and/or special exception to permit parking in the front yard setback as opposed to the rear yard. At this time, I went over some I can go over some exhibits. A1, property deed confirming ownership. A2, county property records. A3, property aerial. A4, property photos. And A5, a property plan. And unless there's any objection, I'd move those exhibits into the record.
They're admitted, thank you.
Thank you. I have one witness to my left, Nick Rossini. I'd like to swear in.
He's already sworn in.
Okay, great. So, Nick, I'll just have you breeze through your background. So, what's your relationship to the applicant?
I'm co-president
Okay,
and owner.
And does the applicant own the property?
Yes, it does.
And what do you do for a living?
I own a construction company, Rossini Construction.
And so, if you're familiar with zoning code and
Yes, I
construction? And did you prepare the plan for tonight?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, can you tell the board the property address of this property
712 Violet Street.
and the zoning district?
It's in the R2.
And does this property meet the minimum lot size requirement?
Yes, it does.
Does it meet the minimum lot width?
Yes, it does.
Is the property currently vacant?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And applicant also owns the property next to it, 710 Violet Street, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. So, can you tell the board in your own words what you're looking to do on 712 Violet Street?
We're looking to build the other half of a twin dwelling unit. Again, approximately 45 by 20 feet in size, about 900 square foot footprint with a patio in the rear and a single car garage and two-car driveway in the front.
Okay. And the twin unit proposal is permitted in the R2, right?
Yes, it is.
And the twin will meet the other regulations such as setback, impervious building coverage?
Yes, it will.
And you're going to provide off-street parking, right?
Yes.
And where does that have to go?
We need to put it in the front because there's no rear alley or access to the rear of the property.
Okay. So we're here tonight for zone relief for variance and/or special exception from 320-262A1 and A4. to permit the parking in the front yard, right?
Yes.
All right. So does the lack of a rear alley or access in the rear necessitate the relief you're asking for tonight?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And would this parking in the front be consistent with other properties on Violet Street?
Yes, both sides of the road contain front yard parking.
So due to the fact that there's no alley, you cannot strictly conform to the code?
No, we cannot.
Okay. And did you do anything to create this necessity?
No, we did not.
And would, in your opinion, would anything that you're doing on this property be adverse or negatively impact other properties or the public health, safety? or
No,
welfare?
not at all.
Okay. Would it have any impact on traffic?
No, if anything, it would improve traffic by taking the street parking off the street.
Putting parking off the street? And that's all?
Thank you. Any other witnesses?
That's all.
All right. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, we'll go to the municipality.
Subject property is a vacant lot located in the R2 residential district. The applicant is proposing to build one half of a twin dwelling unit on the property.
All right. Anything for the municipality? Seeing none, we'll go to public comment. Anybody from the public want to testify they're in favor or opposition of the application? Please speak up now. Seeing none, we'll close public comment.
So moved.
Does the board want to make a motion to close the hearing for application 77-25?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And is there a decision on this application?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve application 77-25 for the requested release.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Application is approved for the requested relief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
All right, we're going to move on to the next application. It's application 01-26. It's a request for a variance. The applicant is Small Wonders Academy of Learning, LLC, 532 Marshall Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. The property location is 516 East Marshall Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. The property owner is Cash Associates, 2020 Silverwood Drive, Newtown, PA, 18940. The applicant is requesting a variance from Article 5, R2 Residential District, Section 320-41 to permit a daycare in the R2 Residential District. Good evening.
Before we begin, we just go briefly off the record.
That's interesting.
All right, we're going to go back on the record. So who do we have from Small Wonders Academy of Learning, LLC?
That would be me, Mary Darden. Mary Darden,
Mary Dark.
D-A-R-D-E-N. Darden, yes.
And from the property owners?
Cameron Shazad. Cameron Shazad. K-A-M-R-A-N, last name S-H-A-H-Z-A-D.
Okay, can we get you guys both sworn in?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about the truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, and I take it that, I'm sorry, it's Cameron, right?
Yes,
You're a principal of Cash Associates?
I am. I'm the owner.
And then, does anybody here happen to be an attorney in Pennsylvania?
No.
No. Since both parties are entities, you need to be represented by counsel in front of the board. So what we can do is we can continue this until next hearing if you choose to.
Is that our only option? I mean, quite frankly, we actually thought about bringing our attorney with us, but ultimately just weren't sure if we needed counsel.
Unfortunately, the rule is that any corporate entity or limited liability company
Yeah.
must be represented by an attorney before the board. Similar situation happened with the applicant before you. They were here in December without their attorney, and we had them come back this month with their attorney. So,
It's unfortunate. Okay, understood.
so we can continue it for you to the next meeting, give you an opportunity to retain an attorney or bring them in. And if there's any problem in the meantime, you'll let me know. I'll communicate with you by letter tomorrow. And otherwise, unless I hear from you to the contrary, we'll schedule it for February 24th. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to continue application 0126 to the February meeting. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The next application we're going to hear this evening is application 01-26. It's a request for a variance. The applicant is Jarrell Thompson of 905 West Marshall Street, Norristown, PA 19401. The property location is 905 West Marshall Street, Norristown, PA 19401. The owner and the applicant are the same. The applicant is requesting a variance from Article 25, Nonconformities, Section 320-292A2A3, to permit the use of an abandoned duplex in the R2 residential district. Good evening.
Good evening. Jarrell Thompson. Jerrell, last name Thompson, THOMPSON. Yes.
Mr. Thompson, you own the property at 905 West Marshall?
Yes.
You own it in your personal name?
Yes.
Okay. You want to tell us what you want to do with the property?
I just want to restore the status of the actual duplex. I'm here seeking a variance to take it out of abandoned status.
How long have you owned the property?
Since June of 2020, and it's been my primary residence ever since.
Okay, you live in lower level or upper level?
I live in the upper level, which is floors 2 and 3.
Okay, and you have a tenant in the lower level?
I had an inherited tenant when I purchased the property in June of 2020, and he moved out the end of 2023. And since then, I went in and made minor repairs, and I've allowed family members to reside there.
Okay, so when was the last time you had a rental license for that unit?
I believe when I purchased the property in 2020.
Any reason you haven't obtained one since then?
So I came from Philadelphia, and it was a little bit different. I wasn't aware of that part of the process, so that's completely on me.
And you still live there in this first or
Yes,
second?
it's still my primary residence.
And you've never obtained a license for that unit?
No, I've been there the whole time.
But just the first floor where you neglected to get the license?
Correct.
If the board approves you to continue the use, are you willing to pay the past due rental license fees?
Yes.
Thank you. Is there separate entrances for each unit?
Yes.
Is there any interior access between the units?
No.
Are there separate utilities?
Yes.
And I see you did submit a picture. We'll mark your application as A1, and this picture is of the front of the building. And it appears to be 2 mailboxes, is that correct?
Correct.
One for each unit?
Correct.
And how does the first floor unit access the apartment?
Through the front entrance, right above the steps.
Okay, right where I see an A2.
Yep.
So where does your unit, the second floor, where do you enter?
So I enter around the back of the house.
And I'm going to mark A3. Appears to be a small deck and then a door.
Correct, that's my unit.
And you enter here, and then there's the stairs in there to get up?
Yes, when you enter, there's stairs right in front of the door.
And how about the basement? Is there any access to the basement?
There's only access to the basement through the first unit.
So your unit doesn't have any access?
Correct.
Interior access?
Correct.
Thank you. That's all I had, Mr. Chairman.
You might have answered this question already. Was it your intentions to abandon the use of that unit?
No.
Thank you.
Mr. Thompson, you haven't changed the configuration of the building since you purchased it?
I haven't changed anything.
You purchased it as a duplex and it remains a duplex?
That's correct.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Thompson, you purchased the property, I'm sorry, again, in what year?
2020.
2020. In 2020, you moved into the property?
That is correct.
And you, again, I think your testimony was that you rented the upstairs unit to,
Mr. Chairman, he lives in the second and third floor and rents the first floor.
got it. Lives in the upstairs unit, rents the first floor.
Correct.
Got it. And the first floor, you have a rental license on the first floor?
I believe when I purchased the property, but that's not ever a process that I underwent myself.
So I'm looking at part of the application that I have. Is this an exhibit that you provided?
No.
Oh. I guess my question is, I'm sorry, so the municipality has a rental application for the property. That wasn't done by you back in
So I remember submitting that one time, but I never followed up to see what happened with that actual license.
Okay.
I believe I went to the building that's, I forget the name of that street, but there's a building that you have close to the motor vehicles that I went around the back and I submitted that form once.
Got it. And then on that application, it lists, your address says 7636 Walnut Street.
Yes, so at that time, I still owned that property on Walnut Lane in Philadelphia, but I sold that property in July of 2021. But immediately after I purchased the property in Norristown, I occupied the second unit, which is the upstairs unit.
Got it. Board have any other questions for Mr. Thompson? Seeing none, we'll go to the municipality.
Subject property is located in the TC Town Center District and is operating as an abandoned duplex. Records indicate no valid rental license has been purchased since May of 2020. Yes.
For 2 units.
We're 2 units going back to 2014.
We'll open it up for public comment. Anybody from the public want to testify either in favor or opposition of the application? Please speak up now. Seeing no public comment, we'll close public comment. Anything else you want to tell the board, Mr. Thompson?
I've taken exceptional care of the property, carefully reviewed the property, the premises each year. I feel like I've done what was necessary to keep the property safe and keep it above standard in terms of living conditions, including my unit and the first floor unit. And I haven't done anything that would damage the public in any way to the property. I haven't made any structural or foundational changes, simply maintenance to make sure the place looks good for myself, my family members, and anyone else I allow to live in the dwelling.
Thank you. Anything else from the board? Oh, is there a motion to close the hearing for application 02-26? Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there a decision on the application? Is there a second?
I could do it tonight if you allow me.
Got it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Applications approved with the contingency. Is there a motion to close this evening's hearing?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll confirm with you tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
I'll make a motion to close January's hearing, January 2026 hearing of the zoning hearing board.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Hearings closed.